Hello everyone, today I'm going to be talking about fission fundamentals, power from the nucleus. Have you ever wondered, what exactly splits during fission? How does one split trigger more splits? How do power plants turn fission energy into electricity? Let's crack the core to see how splitting atoms can light up cities. Nuclear fission happens when a heavy nucleus absorbs a neutron, becomes unstable, and splits into smaller pieces while releasing a burst of energy and a few extra neutrons. Remember, an atom has a central nucleus made of protons and neutrons with electrons moving around the outside. In power plants, a common fuel is uranium-235. When a neutron strikes a U-235 nucleus, it can break apart into two smaller nuclei, called fission products, plus 2 or 3 neutrons, and lots of heat. The heat ultimately comes from a tiny bit of mass turning into energy. Those newly freed neutrons can hit more U-235 nuclei, causing more splits and more energy, which is why fission can run a chain reaction. Inside a reactor, that reaction is carefully controlled so the energy comes out steadily and safely. A nuclear reactor is basically a careful heat machine. It controls the chain reaction so the energy comes out steadily, not all at once. Inside the core, tiny U-35 fuel pellets sit in long metal rods. As fission happens, the moderator, usually water, sometimes graphite, slows neutrons, so they're more likely to cause steady, predictable splits. Control rods made of boron and cadmium can be lowered between the fuel rods to soak up extra neutrons and slow or even stop the reaction. The coolant, often the same water, carries heat away from the core to a heat exchanger, where it makes steam. That steam spins a turbine, and the turbine turns a generator to make electricity for the grid. All of this sits inside strong containment, thick concrete and steel, for safety. Workers follow the basics of radiation protection: time, distance, and shielding, and plants have multiple backup systems and strict procedures so the reactor runs smoothly and safely. Here are some interesting facts about nuclear fission. Fission was identified in 1938. The first controlled chain reaction happened in 1942. A fingertip-sized fuel pellet can equal a huge amount of coal in energy. During operation, nuclear plants make electricity with no carbon dioxide emissions. On July 16, 1945, the first nuclear fission device, nicknamed the Gadget, detonated in New Mexico. Let's quickly recap what we learned about nuclear fission. Which particle triggers fission in uranium-235 when the nucleus absorbs it? The neutron. What is the most common fuel element used in many nuclear reactors? Uranium. What do we call a self-sustaining series of nuclear splits in a reactor? A chain reaction. And lastly, what substance in a reactor slows fast neutrons so fission happens more easily? The moderator. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching.